Hello, and welcome. Probably by the title of this video, you've already figured out what it's going to be about. And that is a 6-month post-op update after my surgery. So, let us jump right in. So, I had surgery, my last one at least, May 17th of this year, 2017. What I would recommend is going back and watching my surgery video, which reflects the surgery process and everything that happened in the hospital and a little bit of rehab. So what I'll do is I'll cover a bit of rehab and then go through what's happened since then. Rehab was like 4 days. I think I already covered it, so let's skip that. So, when I got back from surgery, I had my friend pick me up, and we immediately started to do some work on my Jaguar. As I came in, want to help me clean it up? And he was like, sure. So he cleaned it up, and while we were in there, we decided to rip out the headlights and do an HID conversion with them. I did a video about that. You can find it on my YouTube channel for any of you Jaguar X350 owners, which I doubt any of you are watching this video. That's important. So, immediately out of rehab, not even a week after surgery, well, a week, not even 2 weeks after surgery, and I was already working on my car. It was rough. I was still on Percocet and pain medication, all that stuff. So, let's go and jump into that. So afterwards, I really didn't do anything. I laid in bed, but I did get up and walk around for about an hour to 2 hours a day, just walking around the block. And, you know, it wasn't bad. It actually helped quite a bit. It made me feel better. And during that time period, I was taking a lot of naps, still on Percocet, and it was rough. I mean, I was in a lot of pain. It was still hard to do just about anything. So with that being said, I was working on trying to wean myself off that Percocet. And I gotta tell you, that was miserable. I'm glad I did, though, but it was miserable. So, about I remember dates better than time lapse, so I'm just going to say dates. Remember, surgery was May 17th, so fast forward, it was about a month, actually. No, it wasn't a month. It was a month, actually. So, about probably the second week in June, I went ahead and quit Percocet cold turkey. I was taking Tylenol at the time, and Advil. Well, not at the same time. But I went ahead and said, quitting cold turkey, let's start. It was horrifying. I mean, miserable. I couldn't even explain it to you. If you've been through it, you know what it's like to quit opium-based medication cold turkey. Miserable. So with that being said, that was a rough. It was probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks after quitting cold turkey that I really felt like, you know, I can survive, I can live, and I can do. In between that time period, riding around in a car, horrible experience. I mean, any little bump was the most painful thing you could have ever experienced. I can't even explain it. But, you know, fast forward, it was about late June. I called up my boss and I was like, hey man, I want to go back to work. And he was like, great. So this is what happened. 6 weeks post-op, I had a doctor's appointment with my surgeon. He checked me out and he was like, "Ah, you're looking good. Do some water exercises and go to work, but be slow about it." So this is what happened. About 6 weeks, I started driving. I went back to work, and I did a few things here and there with swimming exercises like water aerobics. Mind you, ever since I left the rehab center, I've not been doing any physical therapy, aside from any sort of exercises that they gave me, and even with that, I was skimping out on that. Not good. But I still did it. So with that being said, started driving. Let's jump into that for a bit. It wasn't really that bad. I mean, over time, I got a little bit more endurance to handle the bumps and whatnot, so that was good. Next, work. I started working 4 days a week at about 4-hour shifts. After those 4 hours, I felt exhausted, tired, miserable, couldn't do anything. And then the next week, I was like, screw it, I'm doing 6 hours. And then I worked myself up to my standard 10-hour work days. So, that wasn't too bad at all. Work was rough because I felt a little tired. I needed my Advil. And it just hurt. I have an office job, so I'm sitting at a desk working on a computer, so it's not too bad, but even just sitting there, it was rough. I mean, I got up and walked around some, but that didn't help really. Plus, being in that brace at that point in time, that brace was painful as hell. I mean, it would be pushing you and just not comfortable in the least bit. And sitting wasn't comfortable either, regardless if I was in the brace or not. Sitting, not fun at all. Couldn't do it. It took time for me to really be able to sit and not feel pain. Really, the only good experience was sleeping. So let me jump into that. I have a basic ass dump of a spring mattress that's probably old and needs to be replaced. On top of it, I have a decrepit ass piece of foam, and I have some shitty old pillows. Not good. So here's what I did. I lived with it basically. So what was really interesting was, so right here we have this side of my body. Right here is where I had my incision for my ribs. I can sleep just fine on this side. Sleeping on my back, it's not as bad, but I would always go to this side. This side, like in the hospital, I couldn't even lay on it without being in agonizing pain. And it was about 3 weeks after being home, I laid on this side for 5 minutes and was like, wow, I can lay on this side. Fast forward to now, I can fall asleep on this side. So you can see the progress. It's still not comfortable to sleep on that side, but I can do it if I had to. And I occasionally do. So sleeping, this is an interesting facet. I'll jump right into it. At first, especially when I was on my medication, I couldn't get more than like 5 hours of sleep, and I just couldn't fall asleep for the life of me. Especially after being off of my medication, even worse, because at least Percocet made me a little tired. Then I just couldn't be asleep at all because I was in horrifying pain. And then over time, I was able to just fall asleep and sleep through the night, not have any problems, not wake up, not be restless. Great. Granted, sleeping in like a hotel bed, which I have done a video on, you should watch, or just some stranger's bed, not the best experience. My bed, even though it's as decrepit as I described it, it's not that bad. I enjoy it. But then again, it's my bed, feels comfortable. But it really isn't that bad. I personally prefer more soft versus more hard. I don't know if that helps you guys or not, but it's just my personal experience with my spine and all that. So with sleeping, right now I can fall asleep whenever. Funny to say that. I've got a vlog coming out. I'm not sure if it'll come out before or after this vlog. It's about me going to Toronto with my friend. One of the nights we slept in his BMW. I was able to sleep in his BMW in the front seat with it reclined with my spine. And it's like, I couldn't even imagine doing that coming out of surgery. So that shows you the progress being done in 6 months. And that was done maybe a week ago from this being filmed. So that shows you the progress. So sleeping, you'll get there. You need a lot of pillows though, because you need one to, I personally need one to like cuddle up to kind of like put some pressure here. And I need one between my legs to kind of keep me, I guess you could say like straight and not like bent or twisted or whatever. Simple stuff like that. So sleeping, you'll get there. Now I can fall asleep whenever because I'm a depressed piece of shit. Simple enough, right? Anyways, so moving on from that. Car rides, perfectly fine right now. If you're in a comfortable car. Like, as you know, I drive a Jaguar. Comfortable. I can be in it as long as I want. My Land Rover, be in it as long as I want. My friend's BMW, miserable. But then again, that's not a comfort-based vehicle. If you're in a comfort, luxurious-based vehicle, you'll be fine. So don't drive a race car, is the moral of the story. Now, I have driven my former E30, which is a older BMW sports car. That thing was a pain to drive. I had to use pillows for both my bottom and my back. And I highly recommend that, even outside of your surgery, for a decent chunk of time. And going into that, part of the reason was because I was wearing the brace. So let's jump right into that. I quit wearing the brace in 3 months. 3 months post-op. That was August, yeah. So I quit wearing the brace 3 months post-op. And that was a real shock for me. Because that brace, I was really used to it. And my spine was really desensitized. So if I leaned against anything, it would just hurt like a moaf. I mean, it was painful. I couldn't lean against most things. Until after a time I was like, okay, I'm going to make myself lean into the thing, into the chair, and become desensitized, so to speak. Or more, tougher. And so with time, that has helped. And I've been able to sit in most chairs. Some chairs, it just still hurts. Part of the problem is the shoulder blade still sticks out, and it's just, it's poking out. It's not a level area there. So, it's just something I have to live with. So what can be done? So, after the brace, it felt good to not have that being pushed on you, but it did make me feel as if I lost a bit of support, so to speak, there. So, it's a win-lose situation, but I'm glad I'm out of it, and I don't feel so fragile, so to speak, because at times, when not wearing the brace, I felt very fragile. What can be done? So, another thing I did soon after getting out of the brace was I started hitting the gym. Now, I've been pretty bad about it. I would go for like a couple weeks and then not go for a few weeks and whatever. But I'll go ahead and tell you my progress. So I go to Planet Fitness. Okay. It's Planet Fitness. It's pretty simple. You have all those machines. You go like, ooh, getting ripped, or the thing, or the whatever. All the stupid shit like that. When I very first started, every single machine I went on, I had to do the 10 pounds or just no weight on it at all. I couldn't do anything. And now, after about 3 months, I can do 85 pounds on most machines. Now, there is one machine or one exercise maneuver that I cannot do for the life of me, and it's pushing this arm up. I can do this arm fine, but this arm with any weight, I'm working on it, but with this arm and weight, it still hurts. Now, part of it is because they had an awkward position when they had the surgery. And then, more muscles in this area due to the twisting of the spine, etc. And that's understandable. I just need to continue working on it. This side of my body is weaker. Can't do anything about it except for exercise it and live with it. Even though that's my primary hand, right hand, it's still weaker. I feel better now. I'm obviously ripped as fuck. I'm not. Anyways, we'll actually get to a part of that a little bit later. But another thing is daily activities. So, I work in an office. You don't need much activity for that now, do you? No, you don't. But I do other stuff. Work on cars. Construction. Work on cars. Work on cars. And with my dog. Okay, so let's talk about that. So, I also hit my head up there, as you saw. Like a fucking nerd. Anyways. So, I didn't really get really too serious into this until about maybe 4.5 to about 5 months post-op. I've been working on cars a little bit here and there ever since, and at first, it was pretty tough. I couldn't do much, obviously with the lack of strength and the lack of flexibility. As you stretch, you'll get more flexibility and you'll learn what you can do in terms of bending, twisting, grabbing a tool, getting to a certain location, etc. It's just something you learn. In terms of strength, obviously that progresses as you continue working out, eating the right foods, and whatnot. Simple enough. So aside from that, it's the construction. It's the same concept, and you build that strength. That ability to do stuff and just do it. I mean, really, there's no excuse. I mean, you're strong. They make sure you're strong when you come out of surgery. They just want you to be careful. Which, a reasonable reason for X amount of months. But then you just gotta jump right in, you gotta do it. No excuses. Just do it. Some popular guy said that. Whatever. So, it's simple enough. I mean, I'm doing pretty much everything I've been doing before surgery. Traveling, construction, working on cars, exercising, all of it. I mean, it's as simple as that. I'm doing it. I mean, I'm finding limitations here and there, just due to my flexibility, but I'm working around it. And there's no excuse. So, it's like, you can do it. I know you can do it because I did it. I mean, I'm young, sure, it's understandable. But if you push yourself, you can do it. So, with that being said, I guess let's go ahead and rip this shirt off and take a look at that scar and a few notes about that. So here you can see me standing up. Unfortunately, one of the things is stomach here still protruding, not good. Unfortunate. Next thing to note is I'm still very sensitive around my rib cage. Like, oof, that's rough. Oof, that's rough. Just sensitive to touch. I don't know why. I don't know if that's ever going to change, but I guess we'll see. Next is, if we look here, you can still see that shoulder blade protruding, and unfortunately, they can't do much about it. They got me as straight as they could, and well, here we are. But if you look at me, I'm standing up straight and tall, not too bad. Not at all. Now let's take a look at the back here. So as you can see, okay, whole lot of back acne. I don't know why. I can't get rid of it. I try. It's rough. Very rough. But the scar itself, healing, and well, I have a scar. But it's pretty cool looking, isn't it? So you got that there. Now if you look, it's not bad. Gotta make sure I don't hit that fan. But, if you look, it's not that bad. The scar over here, still there. But, it's not bad. I mean, I'm standing up pretty straight, pretty level. It's pretty good. Not bad. Overall, I'm glad I had it. Makes me feel more self-confident. And, at times I don't really hurt that much. I mean, I'll hurt a little bit here and there if I push it too much. Cold weather changing. It's been a little rough, sure. But overall, I feel great. It hurts. It does. It still does. And I'm expecting it to continue to hurt. But with that being said, so what? It's a positive thing that's helped me overall. And I'm glad about it, That's all I can say. I'd recommend it. And if you're going through this right now, just know it gets better with a little bit of self-motivation, mental motivation, and just positive attitude. If you don't have a positive attitude, then you're not going to get anywhere, especially with the healing process. Also, it's acne issues. But here I am, good to go, happy, proud. Would I recommend it? Yes. Did I miss some stuff in this video? I know I did, because I'm just doing this quickly in the middle of the night, because I was remembering to do it, and it's like, keep forgetting to do it, keep putting it off, etc. So with that being said, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer them. And if you have any comments, let me know, and I'll respond to them. And I hope that's it. Probably isn't. But thanks for watching. I may or may not do another update. I know I will do one at 1 year, because this is actually being filmed at exactly 6 months. So there you go. At least did that. May have not done 3 months, 6 weeks, but you get 6 months.